What's up everyone, I'm CallumOnToast, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some very entertaining battles. These were my final battles from the previous season of GBL, and I thought why not just use an Ultra Spies team. I've already hit Legend, so I'm basically giving out free elo at this point, but I'm still having fun, so it's probably the best way to do it. And yeah, so the team I'm using is Shadow Sharpedo, Shadow Alakazam, and Attack Form Deoxys. So Sharpedo in the lead, a Dark type, obviously weak to fighting types. Charmers as well, although if I see a Charmer this team's pretty much gone. And then I've got Alakazam as the safe swap. It's funny calling Shadow Alakazam a safe swap, but it actually does pretty well with counter, Fire Punch and Shadow Ball. And then I've got Attack Form Deoxys, and to be honest all it can do really is hope that I get to a Psycho Boost, and then I'll either get a shield, or if shields are down then we're going to be doing quite a lot of damage. So let's just quickly watch how this team performs against Pokemon with heavy fast move damage, just so you can get an idea of what we're dealing with this team, because it is very squishy. Alright, so we are entering the battle with Shadow Sharpedo, and we lead into a Victory Bell. So Razor Leaf is going to do a huge amount of damage. We're going to switch into Alakazam, and our only hope is that they think we've got Confusion, so they switch to like Bastiodon or something. And here we lag, and we don't even get to the Fire Punch, and you already know it's GG's. Attack Deoxys is going to come in, 4 Razor Leafs and it's down, and then we're going to bring in Shadow Sharpedo, and again another 4 Razor Leafs and we go down, and we just got swept by a regular Victory Bell who didn't even need to shield or throw any charge moves. So let's have a look at the stats to see why that match went so badly, and then I'm going to be showing you some of my better games with this team. Alright, so firstly we're going to look at Alakazam. It's got an attack stat of 153.5 and a defense stat of 103.1. So the defense isn't too bad, but then if you look at the stamina it's only 91. And now because it's Shadow, it's actually going to have a 1.2 multiplier to the attack, and then the defense will also be deducted by 1.2. So actually the effective stats are going to be 184.2 in attack and 85.9 in defense. And then we're going to look at Sharpedo. So the base stats are 167.6 in attack and only 65.4 in defense. And then the stamina is a bit higher at 122. So if we then apply the multiplier to the Sharpedo, then it's actually going to have an effective attack stat of 201.1 and a defense stat of 54.5. So that is a really low defense, and an attack above 201, that is ridiculous. But we're then going to look at Attack Form Deoxys, and we're going to compare its stats to a Bastiodon, because obviously we know that Bastiodon is a very bulky Pokemon, and we just want to see what the stats look like. Alright, so Bastiodon, obviously a very bulky Pokemon. I'm including this because we actually went up against a few Bastiodons with this team, and the attack stat, this is a level 50 rank 1 Bastiodon, which a lot of people now have because of a few events where Shieldon has been spawning. So the attack stat at 78.9, that's very low, and that's because the defense stat at 252.9 is extremely high, and then the stamina at 142 gives it an overall stat product of 2837. Now we move on over to my Deoxys attack form. The attack stat at 257.6, that is ridiculous. The defense stat of 36.2, and then stamina of 91, so the overall stat product is 851, so that is like ridiculous. Bastiodon has more than 3 times the overall stat product of the Deoxys, and yeah, that's what we're dealing with this team. So you saw earlier, Sharpedo actually tanked Razor Leafs better than Deoxys attack, and that's why the defense is only 36.2. So yeah, now you can understand why that first match went so badly. And with that being said, let's just go into the winning matches. Alright, so I normally do these in 2 times speed, but they're pretty quick, given that I'm using a really high attack stat team. So we lose the lead here, we're going to switch into Alakazam, And they actually switch into a Stunfisk, and this is actually a pretty good matchup for Alakazam. Counter's doing huge damage, Fire Punch is obviously going to do a lot of damage too. We're going to shield the Rock Slide here, and then we should be able to get to 2 Fire Punches right as they get to the second Rock Slide. So we're going to throw one here. They get a Mud Shot through, but I think that's okay. We're going to get a shield, and then we're going to throw one more counter, get to the second Fire Punch, and this will either take it out or get another shield. Ideally we want them to shield, and they do shield, so that's great. And that was a CMP tie, so now we can shield this and then farm down the Stunfisk. So we're just going to counter it down, takes 4 more counters. And then here we don't really know what's going to come in, so we want to switch into Deoxys. And I realised it's actually Bastiodon, so that was a bad switch. But then they switch into Venusaur, so I'm not sure if they thought this was Deoxys defense form, but either way, switching in a Venusaur is not the play. But yeah, we get to the Psycho Boost, boom, that one-shots Venusaur. And now we're going to have to come in with a Sharpedo. We're just thinking about what we could do, but Sharpedo is a safe play. That way they have to throw a Stone Edge. And now we're going to get taken out by the Stone Edge, and Alakazam can come in and hopefully get to a Shadow Ball. Look at the bulk of Alakazam, it's tanking these smackdowns like a champ, and we just barely get to the Shadow Ball, and that's going to take out the Bastiodon, so we win that game. So yeah, bad lead and we still managed to win. That was kind of due to a misplay, but to be fair, like, I don't know what I'd do when someone switches in a attack form Deoxys, probably panic and switch as well. So here we win the lead. They switch into an Azumarill, so we're actually just going to stay in for a bit. We're going to go for Poison Fang, and then depending on how much damage this does, we might stay in or we might switch out into Deoxys. We're lagging there, so somehow we didn't get the Excellent. That did quite a lot, so I think we're going to stay in. And we get an extra Waterfall through here, so even if they throw Ice Beam, they're not going to get to another move. But they do throw a Play Rough. And now we can just Waterfall farm them down. And now we're just going to wait to see what comes in, because if they bring in Stunfisk, we don't want to Poison Fang them. So we're going to go for the Crunch. They did get a Mud Shot through there, but that's okay. And Crunch does over half health, so that's amazing. We'll go for the Waterfalls, and that just barely doesn't KO, and they get to a move. We're happy to let the Sharpedo go down. We can't use both shields on Sharpedo. And now we're going to come in with Attack Form Deoxys, because I feel like we could probably get 2 Poison Jabs through. But they switch into Scrafty. Look how much damage counter is doing. It's ridiculous. We're going to get to the Psycho Boost here, and this will probably one-shot even though it's resisted. We get a shield, and there's actually a CMP tie, so we're just going to let this go through. We're going to switch into Alakazam, but it actually takes us out. We lost. We actually got taken out by a Power Up Punch there, so that's just crazy. And then we can commit to the counter farm down. They weren't able to get to the foul play, and then we're able to win that game. So another GG's. Okay, into the next game. We're lagging at the start, and now we take a counter before we can even do anything, so that's really bad. We switch into Alakazam. My opponent hasn't switched, and then they switch into Bastiodon, so I'm not sure if they identified that we were using counter. We're going to throw the Shadow Ball at the right time so that we don't let another Smackdown go through. And we actually get a shield from Bastiodon, so that's awesome. And we're going to be able to get to the Fire Punch. And I'm not sure if this KOs, but maybe one more counter will. And we get the second shield, so we've taken both shields from a Bastiodon. with the psychic type. So we're just waiting out the clock, and then we're going to come in with Sharpedo. We do have to shield here. We get a waterfall through, so even if they were at 100 energy, they're not going to be able to get to a second charge move, because 2 more and we KO them. We're going to insta swap into Deoxys. For some reason they're not throwing again, they're not switching. Thinking they're probably panicking as well. This happened a few times, and we're able to get to the Psycho Boost. And boom, see you later Medicham. And they have a Confusion Cresselia, so we're going to be able to take this game quite comfortably. Look, even against Sharpedo, that's not doing much damage. My opponent quits. So GG's. So another hard lead loss there, but Alakazam coming in clutch. Now we lead Sharpedo into Alola Marowak, so this is an amazing lead, probably the best thing we could see. They switch into a Azumarill, so again we're just going to stay in, throw a Poison Fang. We do get an Excellent this time, but it looked like it didn't do as much damage, so we're not going to be able to stay in and farm down. So I'm going to switch into Deoxys. I wasn't trying to catch a move, obviously Deoxys can't really tank anything, but we're going to be able to Poison Jab them down. And luckily we're able to get 5 Poison Jabs in there, so we have a Psycho Boost to throw. We're expecting the Marowak to come back in, but we're wrong, and they bring in Diggersby. Look how much damage we're taking from Mud Shots. We're going to go for the back-to-back Psycho Boost. I'm expecting them to shield, because this is going to do a lot of damage. And they don't shield. That does a huge amount of damage to Diggersby. That's an XL Pokemon, so we all know how thick Diggersby is. So we get shield here, and now we've won the game. We can come in with Alakazam. They have to throw the Earthquake because the Fire Punch won't KO. And then they can't throw a Earthquake and a Fire Punch back to back. So we're going to get one more to fall through and KO, and then we can just go for Poison Fang. They have to shield. They don't get a Fire Spin through, so that's really good. And we do get the shield, and now these waterfalls are going to do huge damage, and we take them out in 3 more. And that's going to be another GG's. So that was all I was able to win with this team. I did 1 day's worth of battles. So that's it for this video. I managed to get 4 wins, which I'm pretty happy with, and obviously 4 is not good when you're using a normal team, but all things considered, I wasn't really expecting to get 1 win with the team, so very happy that I managed to get a few wins. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment letting me know. I really enjoyed the battles, trying to get these wins. And with that being said, thanks for watching, and I don't know, maybe I'll see you soon. I might make another PvP video for the start of this season. So yeah, thanks for watching.